Hello again, wine fans. This is another in our series of virtual vineyard tours focused this week on the Yamhill Carlton AVA. Annie will bring up a map now, again, to reorient yourself on the vineyards that source Raptor Ridge. And today we will be visiting Atticus Vineyard. Recall in our last video with Adam Campbell of Elk Cove, we spent a few minutes in Goodrich Vineyard, and if you put that video on the hillside behind Adam, just over his shoulder, you'll see a beautiful house. And so this morning we are zooming in with Guy and Ximena of Atticus Vineyard, and we wanted to have them, again, tell us about their soil, their microclimate, and their cultural approach to growing Pinot Noir with us, with Atticus Vineyard. And Ximena coming in.
Well, hello everyone.
Hi, how are you?
So we are standing here at the top of our vineyard. Want to show the vineyard?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so Atticus Vineyard was planted in the winter of 2005, 2006. We are part of the Yamhill Carlton AVA, which are predominantly known for ancient marine sedimentary soils. Specifically in this vineyard, we have a soil complex called Gooding Dupi Chipolham complex, which is a mouthful, but it is known for its well draining qualities and moderate water holding capabilities. And that, together with the fact that we are a warmer site. In general, the Yamhill Carlton AVA is a little bit warmer than its neighbors, but those different qualities tend to lead to wines that are lower in acid and bigger in tannins, and a little bit darker in the fruit profile of the wines, and a little bit more powerful. And that is definitely what we get from this vineyard site. The fruit that goes into the Raptor Ridge wine, which is Old Pomard clone, is from this block right here. And generally, as I said before, it has just natural concentration and intensity. In some vintages, it also has a really beautiful floral quality. But I think one of the things that is very characteristic of it is the beautiful texture that it has. It's something that we really enjoy year after year. So one of the things that is really important to us, so I mentioned before, we're a warmer vineyard site. We sit at about 300-foot elevation, which is similar to Goodrich. But one of the things that is really important for us is that we are dry farmers. That is at the core of our philosophy. I think there's two reasons for that. One of them is the fact that we believe in conservation of our agricultural water resources, but also we think that dry farming can also help lead to more complexity and a little bit more personality. So that's something that is really important at the core of our philosophy. The other thing is, we've been farming sustainably, following sustainable practices from the early days, but it's just recently that we are now on track to actually get our life certification. We're really excited about that. And, we look forward to continue that practice as we move forward. One of the other things that is really important, that is something that we have a lot of dialogue year on year with Scott, is our crop management. That is really key to the fruit that we produce. So this vineyard site tends to have a very heavy fruit set, and there's a dance every year that we play around how much crop thinning we do. We generally do 2 passes, And again, it's this dance to try to ripen the fruit and create the most beautiful flavor profile possible, but without dropping too much that we're going to ripen too quickly. And also, you know, the fact that we have to keep in mind that we want to create enough stress to drive that complexity, but we don't want to deplete our vineyard either. So it's this dance that we play every year. And if you come closer, you can see that we are getting close to bud break. You can, do you want to, Guy, zoom in to one of the, still not quite yet, but you can see that they're starting to develop that little bit of woolliness. Can you see it on the screen?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, so next week it's supposed to have a few warmer days, and you know, we're gonna see a lot of progress in the vineyard. So we're excited for another growing season to commence. So
Yes.
back to you guys.
Vintage 2020 about to burst. So yeah, you hit all the points important to us, especially working to hang as much crop as possible and slow down the ripening and drive complexity, but not too much, because we do want to get it in before the fall rains and bring that fruit to Shannon's hands. So Shannon, what's been your experience with the fruit we get, and how do you approach making the wine of Atticus Vineyard?
Well, first of all, I really love Atticus Vineyard. It's a real fun vineyard to work with. When we go out there, it's one of our first sites that comes off for Pinot. And so going out there, I've enjoyed sampling the fruit. It's so floral. I actually have accused him of spraying stuff on the grapes during sampling. But I think because they do the dry farming, and because also it's cropped a little bit higher because it's a warmer site, that contributes to the smaller berries in general, which also gives us a lot more complexity as far as the skin to juice ratio on those vines. What we tend to do in the winery with the Atticus is we do a lot more of our whole cluster, because this site does really amazing and makes really beautiful wines with whole cluster. And so we'll go anywhere from 17 to closer to 40% whole cluster in the fermenters. And we'll play around a little bit with some other strategies, such as doing saignée. But ultimately, at the end of the day, I think it gives some really complex floral, highly floral. We'll get a lot of violet-like characteristics, dark fruits, and baking spices off of them. So it's a fun vineyard to have in our collection that is different from all the other vineyards that we work with.
Great, thanks, Shannon. It's been it's been a real pleasure working with Guy and Ximena for coming on 15 years now, and welcoming them to the Oregon community. And it's been wonderful to make Raptor Ridge expression of Atticus Vineyard. I will mention that there is also Atticus Vineyard itself from Atticus Wine Company. So be sure to check out Guy and Ximena's website. Their wine is made at our shop as well. And over the last decade and a half, Ximena has come up to speed to be the winemaker for Atticus Vineyard as well. Atticus Vineyard is one of what's in the package that Annie's going to tell you about from our virtual tour.
Yeah, so we're turning our attention to Yamhill Carlton this week, and for Yamhill Carlton, getting back to our raptor theme, we have different raptor feathers for each AVA that we represent. So the raptor feather for the Yamhill Carlton AVA that you'll see on the Goodrich bottling, the Atticus bottling, and the Grand Moraine Chardonnay bottling is the Golden Eagle. So 3 bottles. Once again, this is our incredible deal that we're offering just during this time when we're all at home. $99 for 3 bottles to your door. And that is available while supplies last, and it is on our website. So we hope that you take advantage of that while you can.
Click the link either here or where, someplace here on our website.
Thank you so much for joining us today for this 1/3 of the edition and the information direct from the vineyard to you about our Yamhill Carlton package.
Stay safe, stay well, everyone, and stay home.